Hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying sane. Today's experience, we took a short little 70-mile drive, which normally would take about 2 hours in SoCal, but we got here in about an hour 20, so we're really early. We are in Hollywood today trying a brand new restaurant opened up 1 week ago last Thursday called The V Tree, which is a collaboration between celebrity Nick Cannon and Chef Velvet. It's located in another restaurant at Yamashiro Restaurant, it's on Mount Yamashiro, right at the base of the Hollywood Hills. It's basically a plant-based or vegan soul food restaurant with a rotating menu. For today's menu, at least for opening, they have a soft opening since we're still on the restrictions, so there's no dining in, it's takeout only or delivery. So some of the things they have are some barbecue ribs, fried chicken, they have chicken and waffles, and some of the kind of the routine sides like collard greens, cornbread, yams. So we got a little bit of everything. We still have about 20 minutes before I can even go in and pick it up because they don't open until 5 and we're here a little bit early. So while I'm waiting, I'll go walk around the restaurant a little bit and show some of the views that they have here at the restaurant, and then we'll go in and we'll try some of this food. So here's the view from the south-facing side of the restaurant, and just off in the distance you can barely make out downtown right here, and then a quick little pan. It's up on the hill, so it gives a really nice panoramic view of LA. And then right behind me is what looks like the front of the restaurant. I'm not totally sure where to go to pick up our food, but once they open in about 10 minutes, I'll kind of just walk around and find an open door. And here's the southwest corner. Looks like downtown Santa Monica in the distance there. A little bit hazy, probably a little bit smog. There's a little less cars on the freeway, but there's still quite some traffic out there. So just as I was walking back to the car, I got a message from somebody at the restaurant saying to let them know, text them and let them know when I'm outside. So due to the social distancing, my guess is they're probably gonna either bring it out or at least maybe give me directions of where to go. Something I forgot to mention is since their first few days, they sold out really quick. We actually ordered all of our food a couple days ago well in advance to make sure that we didn't drive all the way out to Hollywood to leave empty-handed, or at least with what we didn't want. So that's how they know that we're here to get the food, basically. So I'll text back right now and see if they give instructions or what they want us to do. So just got a message update that somebody will be out shortly to bring the order. All right, they just came out and gave it to me. It's a bag full of about 3 containers. And now we have to go find a place to park so we can eat this. So before we get into the eating, we'll take a look at it all. Here's the barbecue ribs, which I got with yams as the side, and then of course it comes already with cornbread. And here's the chicken and waffles. The cornbread and mac and cheese on the side is in another dish, and for kind of size comparison, here's my hand next to the chicken. It's a little smaller than the size of a baseball, and then it's a full-size waffle. And here's the cornbread and mac and cheese to go with the chicken and waffles. All right, so before I eat my ribs, I'm gonna try the chicken. My guess is it's probably a seitan. Definitely crispy. You can see the outside, the outside or the breading is spicy. The inside, even if it's just coincidence, is chicken colored basically. Take one more little bite because I don't want to eat all of my wife's food.
Nothing softer than this. Oh, there's a fake bone.
Oh, that's what that is. It looks like bamboo. So we just, as she kept eating the chicken, she found out there's actually a bone in it. It looks like it's probably a little bamboo, a little stick of bamboo. I've seen that before in some like vegetarian wings, where they'll put in a little stick to replicate a bone. All right, now for the main course. It's quite messy, so we'll start with the yams. Very, very sweet. I can see some brown sugar on it. And for those who haven't seen previous videos, I've mentioned a few times, of course, I'm not a professional food critic. I'm not a chef. I'm just a guy that eats, and since we do lots of theme parks, we tend to try a lot of the food there. So I'll use less than official terms to describe everything. But this is very good. It looks pretty simple as far as the recipe goes. It's definitely the yams. I can see some brown sugar on it. No marshmallows, of course, because pretty much every marshmallow on the planet has gelatin in it, so it wouldn't be plant-based. Now we'll go in for some of the cornbread. It does not look dry at all, which a lot of cornbread tends to be. Definitely not dry. It's very, very moist, actually. I like that it's not overpowering in the corn flavor, albeit cornbread. Now, to figure out these ribs, they are quite tough on the outside, so I might just have to
use your fingers,
stab it and pick it up. I might have to use the fingers. Ashley's laughing at me because she knows I can't stand to actually touch food. Burritos, pizza, I've got napkins or the wrapper wrapped around it because I just hate touching food. I hate that feeling of having dirty hands. All right, I got it on the fork. It's a plastic fork, so hopefully it doesn't break.
Oh no.
Definitely a good barbecue sauce. A little bit of a spice to the sauce. Turn it around, see if I can get a shot of the inside of the rib. Ignore the teeth marks. Yeah, it said on the menu that these are seitan based, of course, as products like this tend to be. The inside almost reminds me of some of the different types of vegan jerky you can get. As far as like the texture almost. The flavor, I'm gonna go back to my early army days when I was not plant-based and not vegetarian. It reminds me, the flavor almost a little bit of the beefsteak MRE. For those who don't know what MREs are, they're meals ready to eat. It's the military meals that come in the bag, basically, that are half dehydrated, half all packaged up so you can eat, when we're out in the field. That's kind of what it immediately reminded me of, but they are very, very good. What I do really like about the ribs is the texture, though. It's very, very, not very, very, that makes it sound bad. It's tough, it's chewy, probably to kind of replicate meat a little bit. Seitan, depending on how you cook it, can come up, it can toughen up, it can stay kind of soft and a little bit more mushy almost. This, I think, was cooked very, very well, and the sauce just really complements it. Here, I'll switch with you.
This food is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
all right.
Seriously.
And the last thing to try is, and I kind of held it off for last on purpose, is the mac and cheese. I've never done any videos on this, but anybody who actually knows me knows that one of the things I cannot stand is vegan cheese, plant-based cheese. There are very few I've ever had that I liked. Most of them were from restaurants. Any of the ones I buy in the store, I can't sugarcoat it. I can't stand them. They either have a funky taste, a funky aftertaste, or both. They generally are soy-based, which isn't an issue. It's just the combination of the ingredients. I just don't like vegan cheese. This one is not soy-based, but now we'll give this a try. They're calling it mac and cheese with a Z, C-H-E-E-Z-E. So here we go. I can immediately tell that it isn't, of course, dairy-based cheese, but this is very good. I don't know what their recipe is. It's probably proprietary, but it is very good. Probably the best vegan or plant-based mac and cheese I've had, short of one that I actually made myself that had a Southwest twist to it, but it was a little bit less of a mac and cheese. If I had to guess, I'd say there's nutritional yeast in here. I think I can taste that a little bit. As far as the rest of it, guess is as good as any. I know cashews are common in plant-based cheeses, so there could be some cashews in here as well. Overall, this is very good. Everything in this entire order has been very good. So we just looked it up, and it's chickpeas or garbanzo beans. It's the same thing, depending on what you call it, in an array of vegetables. There may or may not actually be nutritional yeast in it. There's probably some onions, and they probably mince it up or run it through a food processor. I've seen lots of recipes that do that, where it's making kind of a sauce that's not necessarily supposed to be cheesy per se, but just an alternative to the dairy-based cheese. So it was our first experience of the V Tree, located in Hollywood. Their website, if you're interested, is thevtreehollywood.com. Love that one. Again, it's a collaboration between Nick Cannon and Chef Velvet. Their Instagrams and the website and all the other links will be in the description below. I'd give the restaurant, without hesitation, an easy 8 out of 10. And the only reason I'm taking away 2 is because it's 70 miles away. So anytime I want it, we'll have to drive 70 miles to Hollywood to get it. But as far as the food goes, definitely a 10 out of 10. We had some vegan plant-based soul food in Atlanta several years ago when I was living in the Southeast, and no comparison. That place did not hold a candle to the V Tree. It was phenomenal food. It helps that the chef hails from North Carolina, so a little bit more of the soul food area of the country. We're happy to have her out in California and bring some of that food out here, especially since it's plant-based, which is not always the easiest thing to find. Hope you liked the video. If so, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, and then if you ring the bell below, you'll get notifications of all our future videos. And again, if you're interested in visiting the website, it's thevtreehollywood.com. Links below, their Instagram as well. And join us on our next experience.
So good.